Hey guys, so here's my polyethylene. I'm going to melt it, and I am going to pour it in this top cap that I made. Here's the bottom section for it. We're going to do 10 layers, and this is the top cap that I made. And this is going to be my electrostatic accumulator, I'm going to call it. And it's the outside shell is 20% iron. So it has attributes about it that are iron. So is this. Okay, and here's a big magnet, a neodymium, big 52. Okay, there it is, stuck to it. There it is there, stuck to it. Interesting things that I like to tinker. So I got this broken up bunch of magnets, right? And I put the voltmeter on it. I said, well, it should be conductive, right? You would think, right? So I'll put the two ends here together. You see, I got it for continuity, but if I touch the plates, no matter where I touch the plates, nothing is conductivity except for when I touch them together. So I got into looking at it in the light, and I realized there's tiny little pieces. So the iron in here is powder. So that means that they are individual domains. Just like what I'm making here is layers. Well, the domains in there are thousands and thousands of layers of little magnetic dipoles, if you want to look at it, because there's your magnet, okay? So let's use a little Wilhelm Reich theory in one sense, to where you blend elements together. Periodic table. I got polys here that are copper, brass, pewter, silver, aluminum, and straight poly. But the best electrostatic material to today is the polyethylene, which is food grade. So the goal here is, the end game here is for it to create its own energy from the combination of the materials together that I build. So the way I'm going to go about this is, first I'm going to, knowing that this is not conductive, the way I have to do this is that the polyethylene, the only way it can be highly electrostatic, because here, we'll put it to a test. If it was electrostatic, it would pick this up. Let me see. There's nothing going on, nothing stuck to it. And when I activate this from here, I should be able to move electrostatically. You'll see some of that float. That's how strong this is, strong. But the process to this is what makes it. It ain't by itself. It's been hardened, and the molecules are lined up to its own hardening. But when you align the molecules through electrostatic pressure, the molecules, when it cools down and becomes hard, the molecules get stuck in that frame. In that frame, it attaches itself to a frequency to the electrostatic, and it'll light up a little tiny little LED hooked up to a germane dioide. Check this out. You're going to love this. So in layers, we're going to do you can see the way I built this. I built ribs in it, and I put it in curves. So there's a turning. And you see the way I did turn this one it's counterclockwise. So it puts a pressure to the inside, just like hurricanes do. Whether they're cyclones, which put the pressure on the inside, and the pressure on the outside is ours on the East Coast, which you get your outside winds from left side, right side, which gets the high rise and the low and the winds. So the same premise with the energy. through nature, I got it spinning. So these grooves are going to be filled with the polyethylene. I'm going to bring them only up to a level of just atop of these ribs. And then I'm going to take a aluminum sheet here. I got a nice 1/8 inch aluminum sheet, and it'll sit on top of the polyethylene. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour polyethylene on top of this. So it coats around the sides and on top of it. Same thickness and layer as this 1/8 inch is the polyethylene. And then I'm going to go ahead after the polyethylene is, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a copper plate. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour polyethylene again. Then I'm going to put aluminum plate. Difference in metals, and I want to drive all the energies inward. And the good thing about the outside layer of this, it's a combination that basically I believe is the best of the best of the best, because it's organic, inorganic. Inorganic is your metallics, which is, you can see the speckles, which is the powdered iron. And the organic is the oil, which is the poly. So if you look at the way the poly organic works and the inorganic, well, the organic, just say here, paper, same thing. It's a absorber. That's all it does. It has one attribute. It absorbs. The inorganic, it has two attributes. Not only does it absorb, it repels. So it'll absorb it into itself, then it'll repel it out the backside. When it comes out the backside, you have another layer of organic, which will be using the polyethylene, which is highly electrostatic, which is going to be pushing everything inward till we get to the center. Once we have all this stacked together, inside my electrostatic accumulator, we will have this. And this in itself should, to my calculations, have energy coming out of it, radiating out of it all the time. Now, we're just starting this off as one unit, but in reality, it's not compiled together and just there's one end and the other end. What it really is a mirror image of itself on two sides. So one side is the inorganic, organic material where it absorbs and repels. And you have your next layer of the polyethylene. And then you have your inorganic material, which is going to absorb whatever's going on here. And then it's going to pull it inward. And it's going to drive everything inward. So in the middle of all this is going to be my collector. The collector is going to be set up to where this side of the plate has a bolt coming out. This side of the plate has a bolt coming out. And both sides are not stack. Both sides are mirror images of each other. So basically, this side here is driving energy in. This side here is a mirror image of that side, which is driving energy in. So when it gets to the point, it's going to have a high pressure. I want to create a chamber. And I believe that I can create a chamber that will give me microwaves. Tell me what you think.